Have you been seeing strange dreams, catching glimpses others can't explain, or feeling a heavy pull into the spiritual realm? What if I told you these are not random? Too many people are walking through life ignoring the divine signs, the very signs that God is calling them to a higher prophetic assignment. As a seer. Yes, a seer. One chosen to see beyond the physical, to discern in dreams and visions what others cannot. But here's the truth, many are called, but few respond. Because they don't even recognize the call. Could God be trying to open your spiritual eyes? Are you missing your prophetic assignment because you're brushing off the signs? Don't scroll away, this could be the wake-up call you've been praying for. In this video, I'll reveal the great signs God is showing you and what you must do before it's too late. The first undeniable sign that God is calling you to be a seer is this: you are highly sensitive to spiritual atmospheres, often far more than the people around you. You step into a place and feel an unexplainable heaviness, or sudden peace, or joy, or even discomfort, and most times, you can't trace it to anything physical, because what you're feeling is not from the natural realm, it is a signal from the spiritual dimension that your spirit is awake and tuned to the unseen. You are in prayer, and all of a sudden, your eyes begin to flutter, and you see quick, bright flashes of light. These are not ordinary lights. These are angelic movements, spirits on divine assignments passing through with speed. Sometimes while praying or worshiping, you begin to shake uncontrollably or feel intense heat or cold or vibrations moving through your body. Other times, tears start to fall from your eyes, not because of sadness, but because the presence of God overwhelms you. You may even begin to laugh or speak in tongues with deep emotion that seems to come from a place beyond your understanding. These things may confuse you, but in truth, you are not going crazy, you are awakening. You are beginning to respond to spiritual atmospheres, and this is one of the strongest signs that the mantle of a seer is resting upon you. Let me remind you, a seer is not just someone who sees visions and dreams. No. A true seer is someone who feels, perceives, discerns, sees, smells, hears, and even tastes the activity of the spirit realm. A prophet sees with eyes, but a seer operates with the full head. Isaiah 29:10 tells us clearly, "For the Lord has poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and has closed your eyes, the prophets, and your heads, the seers, has he covered." This verse shows us that the seer is the head, and the prophet is the eyes. This means the seer has access to more than just sight. They can perceive and process the entire move of the spirit with multiple senses. As a seer, your eyes might be open in the natural, but your spirit sees deeper. You are praying, and suddenly a scent comes to your nose. It might be sweet or it might be foul. That is not natural, that is spiritual. God is alerting you to either his presence or a demonic activity around. You are walking, and your ears ring or feel pressure. These are spiritual downloads trying to reach your consciousness. You may even taste something in your mouth as you pray. It's not food, but a spiritual impression. This is a realm where very few venture, because they ignore the signs. But you must not ignore these signs. You are being invited into deeper prophetic dimensions. The seer realm is a weighty calling, but it starts with simple signals: your ability to sense the presence of God, the emotions in a room, or even danger before it happens. Think of Elisha. He was a man whose spiritual sensitivity allowed him to know what the king of Syria was saying in his bedroom for miles away. 2 Kings 6:12. That is not just the gift of prophecy, that is the seer dimension. He could see into atmospheres, perceive the invisible, and responds accurately to God's movements. So, when next you feel like crying during worship, or you suddenly see flickers of light during prayer, or you feel wind or fire or weight come upon you, don't ignore it. That's not ordinary. That's not your imagination. That is the Spirit of God drawing your attention. You are being trained in sensitivity, because a seer must be able to interpret atmospheres correctly, to intercede, to warn, to decree, and to guide. You are not being strange. You are being called. And the sooner you embrace it, the more God will reveal. So don't suppress it. Don't second-guess it. Instead, steward it. Deepen your prayer life. Increase your time in worship. Fast often. Stay in the Word. Because this is the first great sign that the mantle of the seer is calling your name, and it is time to answer. The second undeniable sign that God is calling you to be a seer is this: you are a dreamer of dreams, and not just ordinary dreams, but prophetic dreams that carry divine intelligence, spiritual warnings, heavenly instruction, and glimpses of things to come. You don't just close your eyes and see meaningless events play out, you see realities. You see things in your sleep that manifest in waking life. You dream, and the next day, or the next week, exactly what you saw unfolds. And many times, nothing major happens around you without first being revealed to you in your dreams. That's not a coincidence. That is not an overactive mind. That is the fingerprint of the Holy Spirit at work in you. You are a dreamer of dreams, because God has chosen the dream realm as one of your major prophetic channels. While others sleep and snore through the night, you are receiving downloads from the Spirit. God has found your spirit man willing, so He bypasses the noise of your day and speaks to you in the silence of the night. And here's what makes this even more profound: you are aware even within your dreams. You dream, but while dreaming, you know you're dreaming. You can observe, interact, speak, resist, and even wake yourself up intentionally. This is not common. This is a mark of a seer. It's a dimension where your soul and spirit remain spiritually alert even when your physical body is asleep. That's a divine calling. That's a mantle. Deuteronomy 13:1 puts it this way: if a prophet or a dreamer of dreams arises among you and gives you a sign or a wonder. This verse does not say a man who has dreams, but a dreamer of dreams. It is a title. A calling. A divine office. A dreamer of dreams is someone God trusts with heavenly intelligence, enough to guide others, nations, families, and destinies. When you start dreaming often, and you begin to notice that many of these dreams come to pass, pay close attention. You're not just receiving messages, you are receiving access. Each dream is a scroll, a prophecy waiting to be decoded. The places you see, the colors, the people, the objects, each of them is a message. Sometimes, you'll see a snake or a flood or a wedding or a key, and what God is showing you is far more than it appears. These are symbols of spiritual realities, and when interpreted correctly, they can give direction, prevent destruction, or bring restoration. Don't make the mistake of waking up and brushing off your dreams. Record them. Pray over them. Ask God for interpretation. Because a dream is often a mystery needing revelation, and the seer's gift is not just to see but to understand. Think of Solomon, the man who became the wisest ruler in history. His entire elevation began in a dream. Yes, he didn't ask for wisdom in a prayer meeting. He asked for it in a dream. 1 Kings 3:5 tells us, in Gibeon the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and God said, "Ask what I shall give thee." And Solomon responded. He participated. He was aware. That is the dimension of the seer. Even Song of Solomon 5:2a captures this mystery: I sleep, but my heart waketh. This is the realm where your spirit is fully active even when your body is shut down. It's the realm of seers. It's the realm of divine watchers. If you operate here, don't downplay it. Your dreams are a window into the spiritual realm and a mirror reflecting both the plans of God and the plots of the enemy. You are being trained to become a guardian of mysteries, a watchman on the wall, a messenger between realms. And your consistency in dreaming is the proof that the heavens are invested in your spiritual growth. So don't waste this grace. If you've been dreaming like this, wake up. Literally and spiritually. Start taking action. Write them down. Share with trusted spiritual mentors. Pray about them. Ask God to reveal more. Because you are not just dreaming to entertain yourself while asleep, you are being shown things to come so you can partner with God in intercession, declaration, and preparation. This is a major sign. This is a mantle. And this is a calling. The third sign that the mantle of the seer is upon you is this: you begin to experience strong, vivid inner pictures that suddenly light up within your spirit, especially when you are praying, worshiping, or lost in deep spiritual focus, and these images don't feel like imagination, they come with clarity, depth, and divine intensity that makes you pause, wonder, and sometimes weep, because it feels like you just touched the eternal. You may have just closed your eyes for a second to focus on God, and suddenly, it's as though a screen opens before you. It could be a flash, just 2 seconds, but within that split second, you are shown an entire story, a spiritual event, a prophetic picture, or even an unfolding future. And what's more shocking is that you remember everything so vividly, as though you were watching it in real life. It's almost like a mini trance, where your spirit man is wide awake, absorbing and interpreting visions directly from heaven's control room. You are not imagining it. You are experiencing the realm of a seer. This is the prophetic dimension where God doesn't just speak to your ears or your dreams, He speaks through your eyes within. Not the physical eyes, but the eyes of your spirit, the inner eyes that can perceive what cannot be seen in the natural. You see, the prophetic seer realm is not only about open visions and night dreams. It's about receiving downloads of divine intelligence through images and inner sights that carry power. These images can warn you, prepare you, instruct you, or push you into deep intercession. Sometimes you will see yourself doing something, going somewhere, or standing before someone, and days, weeks, or months later, it happens exactly as you saw it. This is not a coincidence. This is a calling. This was the experience of Daniel in Daniel 7:15. He said, "I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me." Notice that phrase, the visions of my head. These were not dreams at night. They were inner pictures and revelations coming alive in his spirit during divine encounters. They were so real, so detailed, so intense, that they left him shaken and burdened. That's what happens when God begins to show you things meant for your generation, your nation, or even your personal journey. You are caught between two realms, earth and heaven, and your eyes become the bridge for revelation. In this realm, you might be praying silently and suddenly see an image of a snake in someone's hand, or a sword descending from heaven, or a map, or even a face glowing with light, and those are not random thoughts. Those are spiritual communications. God is showing you what the natural eye cannot see. Many times, you'll experience this especially in times of deep worship, when your heart is fully yielded and the Spirit begins to draw you in. These moments may feel like flashes, but when you come out of them, you realize you've seen an entire vision, with meaning, depth, and instruction. You weren't just daydreaming, you were seeing through the eyes of the Spirit. You need to recognize this. Seers are not just prophets who talk, They are those who perceive. The seer is the visual gatekeeper of the prophetic. While prophets often declare what they hear, seers declare what they see. And because God is spirit, He often chooses pictures and images to speak in layers, because one image can hold more revelation than 1,000 words. If you're operating in this realm, pay attention. Start documenting those inner pictures. Write down the flashes. Don't disregard them. Begin to ask the Holy Spirit, "What are you showing me?" And He will begin to unlock mysteries to you. Sometimes, what you see may look simple, but its interpretation can shake nations. This is not ordinary. This is not imagination. This is divine. God is training your spiritual senses. You are not going crazy, you are being called into the watchtower, where heaven will begin to trust you with sights, with secrets, with scenes yet to unfold. But for that trust to grow, you must steward every flash, every picture, every trance-like moment as a sacred message. So if you've noticed that you frequently see images while praying or feel like you're being shown things from within, it's time to wake up to your prophetic identity. You are a seer in training, and this gift must be cultivated, cherished, and surrendered fully to the leadership of the Holy Spirit. You are seeing because heaven has chosen you to reveal. If you begin to notice these 3 powerful signs, being highly sensitive to spiritual atmospheres, consistently dreaming prophetic dreams that come to pass, and seeing strong, vivid inner pictures during prayer or worship, don't ignore them. Instead, draw closer to God with intentional prayer, fasting, and deep study of His Word. Seek the guidance of the Holy Spirit to help you understand and steward this prophetic calling with humility and accuracy. Surround yourself with spiritually mature mentors, stay accountable, and continually ask God to sharpen your discernment so that you don't misuse or misinterpret what you're being shown. This is not a gift to boast about, but a sacred calling to serve.